Hey, and welcome back to another episode of The Chef's Table. I'm Chef Evelyn, and I am a culinary brand strategist that specializes in helping chefs charge premium prices in their food business. And if it's your first time here, well, welcome to the channel. I'm so excited to have you. Hopefully you'll stick around if you like what you hear. And if you've been here before, well then welcome back. That means you must have liked what you heard the last time and you have come back for more. So in today's video, I want to talk to you about the 4 ingredients needed to create a high-end culinary brand. And the reason why I want to share this with you is because I believe that creating a high-end culinary brand is the most effective way to charge premium prices in your food business, okay? And so one of the things that I go in detail about in my How to Charge Premium Prices masterclass is what a high-end culinary brand is and what a high-end culinary brand is not, right? Because I believe that creating a high-end brand experience makes it so much easier and so much seamless to charge premium prices in your business. And when you can charge premium prices, you can make more and work less, right? Which is like my favorite thing. Like who doesn't want that? I make more money now in my life and I work significantly less. Like y'all, I remember when I used to work 50 and 60-hour weeks to make what I make in like 1 gig now, and actually, like, we're not even going to get into, other parts of my business, but let's just say I work a lot less now and make significantly more, okay? Even than when I was in engineering, which is insane. Okay, so I want to talk about, the 4 ingredients to a high-end culinary brand, because a high-end culinary brand is the most effective way to charge premium prices, right? And let me tell you, I realized this when I was working for a gourmet retailer here in Texas, and I used to be the manager of their cooking school. And when I took on the job, they had to release the previous chef. And I remember I went into the school and just, I remember telling my boss at the time, like, I need to make some major changes to this, right? Like, I knew I wanted to increase the revenue of the school. I knew I wanted to sell out the classes. But I knew I didn't want to hit my revenue goals by making my chefs work more or having, 5,000 classes on the calendar or trying to stuff more people into a class. And so my only option was to increase the price of the classes, right? Because there was the school could only hold so many people at a time. I only had so much staff and there are only so many days in the week. And so I said to myself, I was like, I don't want to overwork my team. I don't want to overwork, but I need to make more money to hit these revenue goals, right? And so how do I increase the prices of what I'm offering? What do I need to do and make it easy that people want to buy it over and over and over again, right? And so I'm going to share with you kind of the 4 ingredients that go into that. And let me tell you what's interesting is after, like, I did that experience and I went through and I made all these changes, right? It's one of the things that I walk through in my high-end culinary brand masterclass. I call it my dinner party framework. It's like this 7-part framework on how to charge higher premium prices. But I realized that I had been doing this like my whole life, that every job I had, from engineering to food manufacturing to culinary research and development to cooking classes to dinner parties, personal chefing, catering, even working with brands and corporations, that I was using this framework over and over and over again, right? Almost intrinsically, and didn't know it until I tried to teach other people at that company how to do it. And I realized some of them couldn't grasp the concept back then until I really took some time to kind of like self-audit what I had been doing for all of those years and distill it down, right? So when it comes to creating a high-end culinary brand so that you can charge premium prices, here are the 4 things that I know that you must have in order to make it easy and effortless. And the first thing is it has to be specialized, right? You've probably heard me talk in a previous video that if you think about like doctors, okay, that doctors who are specialists make significant more income than doctors who are generalists, right? Like your primary care physician, okay, doesn't make nearly as much as the cardiologist or the anesthesiologist or the endocrinologist or the brain surgeon, right? And here's the thing, they take the similar amount of schooling, they take a similar amount of expenses, right, to go to medical school. But some of them make significantly more, and it's because they are very, very specialized, right? And so people who have a very specific need go to those doctors. Well, the same thing is true in almost any business, but even in the culinary space. And one of the things that I find when I reach potential clients is they're doing a little bit of everything. They're doing a little bit of dinner parties. They're doing a little bit of meal prep. They're doing a little bit of catering. They're doing a little bit of personal chefing. They're doing a little bit of cooking classes. They want to do dinners. Oh, I'm posting photos on social media, so I'm kind of like a food blogger. I'm going to share recipes, and like, they're doing all the things, and it's like, well, what do you do? What do people come to you for, right? And so I think it's very, very critical and crucial to get really clear about what it is that you don't do and what it is that you do, okay? And I think one of the things that makes that so scary for people is the belief that what if somebody's trying to give me money for this, and like, I don't want to miss out on any money. And I can tell you that the more I specialized, the easier it was to make money, right? It's kind of like if you're in a mood for Chicago style pizza, right? Are you going to go to a restaurant who markets themselves for like, we specialize in Chicago style pizza? Or are you going to go to a restaurant that's like, we're an all-American restaurant and we serve Tex-Mex, we serve Chicago-style pizza, New York-style pizza, we serve sushi, we serve nachos, we serve, Polish sausage and avocado toast, right? Like, more than likely, you're going to go, take me to the place that all they do is Chicago style pizza, right? Think about it. As chefs, we are not fans of restaurants that have page numbers on their menus, right? You're just like when I see that, and tell me if you relate to this, right? When I see a restaurant that has page numbers on their menus, I already am expecting lackluster meals, because I'm thinking there's no way that you're that good at 747 different dishes, right? Like, they may be decent, they may be edible, they may be better than the home cook, but they're not going to be stellar, because there's no way that you're really digging deep into the idiosyncrasies and the intricacies of each dish if you've got 800 things on the menu, right? It's the same thing. People don't know that. I mean, they're not thinking that, but right. But if I go to that place that's offering cuisines of the world, right, and I just want a really good Chicago deep dish pizza, I'm gonna be like, how good is their deep dish pizza when they're not specializing in it, when this restaurant over here specializes in it, right? So the same is true in your chef business, and it doesn't have to be about cuisine per se, right? But your service needs to be specialized, right? And when your service or your product is specialized, that is like the benchmark of a high-end culinary brand, okay? The second thing is you do have to have a high quality product or service, okay? This is a given. Like, the food has to be good. Like, this is an understatement, right? That's what culinary school is for. Culinary school is to teach you how to make sure that the food tastes good and that you don't kill anybody in the process, right? Like, food safety and sanitation, like, you don't kill anybody. Knife skills, so you don't kill yourself, and everything else is to make sure that you know how to properly work with food and flavors and heat and technique and textures and all that kind of stuff, right? And so culinary school teaches you how to increase the quality of your finished product, but it doesn't teach you how to create a high-end culinary brand, how to charge premium prices, how to be an entrepreneur. It doesn't teach you any of that. And so, and that's not what it's designed for, right? And so, I tell my clients all the time, I'm assuming coming in that your food is good, right? Like, I'm assuming, like, that's like the bare minimum. But what I can tell you is that while that is a factor in creating a high-end brand that allows you to charge premium prices, is not the only factor. And I've said this before in previous videos, I say it's not the most important. And I know you're thinking, what? Like, What do you mean it's not the most important? Listen, I didn't say it wasn't important. I said it's not necessarily the most important, right? Like, think about this. You have been to places that they had something phenomenal, a product or service, right? And the actual thing is phenomenal. And this is going to lead me to my next point. But the overall experience was, man, it was lackluster, right? And you were like, I mean, the food was good, but I didn't like this, and I didn't like that, and I didn't like that. And then you've had some experiences where, you know, the product or service was pretty good, right? You know, was it the best ever? No. Okay, but it was pretty good for what it was, but you had an amazing experience, right? And so I actually believe and know, and what I teach my clients is, yes, you have to be firing on all four of these cylinders, but specialization is one, quality of your product or service is two, but that high-end brand experience, like, people may, like, what's that quote that says something like, people may forget what you did, people may forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel, by Maya Angelou. I may have be butchering that, right? But I can tell you the same is true in business. I have actually, you know, I tell the story all the time when I'm talking to my clients about how I bought some really high-end cosmetics, right, from a company, and they actually got my order wrong, okay? And at the same time, I had bought some regular everyday dresses from a company, and they actually got my order right. But when it came time to return the dresses because they didn't fit, and to get my order corrected because it was wrong, let me tell you, the experience that I had with the company who actually got my order wrong was so much better than the company who got my order right. And they just gave me meh service, right? And so one of the things that I really dive deep into in the High-End Culinary Brand Masterclass is, like, what goes into that service, right? Like, there are certain components that need to be in place that, yes, your quality can be good. It needs to be good. But even if you're not at the top of the totem pole as far as quality, right? Like, that you have your specialization in place and you have this high-end brand experience. And I would tell you, it actually kind of goes hand in hand, because once you specialize and you focus and you narrow your focus, right, you actually become better because you're not trying to be a Jane of all trades, right? So you have to specialize. You have to have a quality product or service. You also have to have a high-end brand experience. And the fourth thing is, you actually have to have premium prices, right? Because sometimes people are offering a premium service, but their prices aren't premium. And so it actually, like, is like side-eyeing their credibility. Like, why are your prices so low? It's kind of like if you saw, what's a popular brand? Okay, let's use like Louis Vuitton, right? Like, if you saw Louis Vuitton in Walgreens or Rite Aid or Dwayne Reed or wherever you are, like your local drugstore, like at the front counter for sale, you'd be like, is this fake? You'd be like, that there's no way that could be real, right? And it'd be because it's like, but I know who they are, and this is very incongruent to who they are, right? So, you know, the things that you need, the four main components that you need to build a high-end culinary brand so that you can easily and effectively charge premium prices, is the first thing you need is a specialized product or service, right? Like, don't be a generalist, okay? Right? The second thing you need is, yes, that product, your service needs to be high quality, right? The third thing you need is you need that high-end premium luxury brand experience, right? And if you need support with that, that is what I walk you through in the High-End Culinary Masterclass. The details for that are in the description below. And then the last thing is your prices need to be congruent with this brand that you've created so that you don't put your credibility into question. So listen, let me ask you this, right? So have you thought about creating a high-end culinary brand? Are you someone who wants to charge premium prices and you don't know where to start? I would love to know what your questions are or your thoughts about this topic in the comment section below, and let's get a dialogue going there. And I will see you in my next video. Peace.